So good. Hi friends, my name is Ratan. I'm working for Durga Software Solutions as a Java trainer. So in the last videos we'll discuss the methods, variables, constructors and all. And in this video we'll discuss the instance blocks. So generally the class contains 5 elements. The class contains how many elements? 5 elements. The last videos the class contains total 5 elements. So what are the 5 elements here? The first one is the variables. So variables completed already. Check the previous videos. How many types of variables in Java? 3 types. Local variables and instance variables and static variables. The second element of the class is methods. Class contains how many methods? How many types of methods? 2 types. One is the instance method. One is the static method. 2 types of methods. The next one is the constructors. The constructors also completed. So how many types of constructors here? 2 constructors. One is the default constructor. One is the user defined constructor. User defined constructor. Now in the next element of the class is instance blocks. Instance blocks. The 5th element is the static blocks. Now tell me, the class contains generally how many elements here? 5 elements. What are the 5 elements here? Variables, methods, constructors, instance blocks and static blocks. In this video we will discuss about instance blocks. In this video we will discussing instance block. Clear? Good. So constructors, already in the last video constructor advantages are completed. How many advantages of the constructors, Ratan? Just 2 advantages of the constructors. So advantage of constructor, total how many advantages of the constructors? Just 2 advantages. What are 2 advantages? Constructors are used to write the logics. Those logics are executed during object creation. Write the logics, those logics are executed during object creation. What is the second one here? Constructors are initialize instance variables. Initialize the variables during object creation. During object creation. There is a constructor advantages. So one is the logics purpose. The second one is the initialization. These both are done during object creation only. The same way, instance blocks. The instance blocks also same purpose. Same points repeated. Instance blocks also used to write the logics. Those logics are executed during object creation. So instance blocks are used to initialize the variables also. So initialize variables also. So how many points here? Just 2 points. Constructors write the logics executed during object creation. Initialize the variables. The same instance blocks also same point. Logics during object creation time it will be executed. Instance variable initialize the variables. Ratan, good, but constructors, instance blocks both are same purpose. Both are executed during object creation only. Both are executed during object creation only. What is the difference? Tell me what is the difference? Both are logics, both are initialization, both are executed during object creation. What are the difference? What is the difference? So coming to difference, I will give an example regarding the difference. I will give the examples. Now before going to the example, first of all, Ratan, you know how to declare the constructors. Constructor name, class name same, able to take the parameters. Constructors are not allowed return type. You know that points. And here, what is the syntax of instance blocks? Syntax of instance block. Coming to the syntax of instance blocks, so here syntax of instance block. Just the syntax is open brace, closed brace. This block is called instance block. Here write the logics. Logics here. So tell me what is the syntax of instance blocks? Open brace, closed brace, write the logics. This is called instance blocks. This is called what? Instance blocks. Clear? Good. I will develop an application regarding instance blocks. So check the application. Open the edit plus. I agree. Go to the file menu, new. Click on Java. So you know class name. So you know class name. So here another file. So we are discussing instance blocks. Tell me what is instance blocks uses. What are the uses of instance blocks? Write the logics. Number 2. So initialize variables. So both are done during object creation, right? So here both are done. So during object creation, both are during object creation only. So this is instance blocks. Good. The next one here. So you know syntax of instance block, right? What is syntax of instance block? Open brace, closure brace. Here logics here. Write the logics. This is called syntax of instance block. Now I declared one class. This is our instance block. Instance blocks. So I will write the application. This is our class. Inside the class I declared first of all one constructor. Constructor name, class name same, able to take the parameters. Now tell me here system.out.println of, this is how many argument constructor here? Tell me 0 arg constructor. 0 arg constructor, right? Good, I would like to declare one instance block. Syntax of instance block is open brace, closure brace. Just write the statement here, the system.out.println of. Now tell me here what? This is just a instance block. Good. So I said instance blocks are executed during object creation. So I would like to create the object test t equal new test. So this is a named object or nameless object. Two approaches are there. What are the two approaches? Test t equal new test. Which approach here? Named object, because object contains reference variable. This is called a named object approach. Named object. What is the second approach here? Nameless object. What is a nameless object, Ratan? General directly new test of nameless. So frequently I am using nameless to reduce the length of the code. So here during object creation time, which constructor is executed? 0 argument constructor is executed. I said during object creation time, so the constructors are executed during object creation. Instance blocks are executed during object creation. Both are executed during object creation only. Now tell me which part is executed faster. Either constructors are executed faster or instance blocks are executed faster. Which one is executed faster? Which one is executed first? Tell me which one is executed first. Obviously, I hope your answer is constructors are executed first. Yes or no? Obviously your answer is constructors are executed first. Obviously your output is correct or wrong? Obviously your answer is wrong. Obviously your answer is wrong means tell me instance blocks are executed faster, constructors are executed faster. Always. So during object creation time, if any instance blocks are there, first instance blocks are executed. Once the instance blocks are completed, then only constructor part will be executed. So every object creation, during object creation time, first instance blocks, then constructor will be executed. I will show practically. Check it. So here I declared one constructor, one instance block. So command prompt. Initially control is in local disk C, but my application is present in local disk G. To change the directory, cd space, tell me Java by Ratan. In that subfolder is there, or subfolder here, Java programs. Now to compile application, Java C application name is test.java. For the execution, Java test class. Tell me what is output in this case? Instance block 0 arg. Which one is executed first? Instance block constructor. Obviously instance block is executed first. So concentrate. So both are used to write the logics, but constructors are executed during object creation. Instance blocks also during object creation. But which one is executed first? Instance blocks are executed first. This is example number 1. Point is clear? Good. Ratan, this example is good, little bit good, but not satisfied with 100%. So constructors are already there to create the executed during object creation. What is the need of once again instance blocks, Ratan? What is the need of instance block, Ratan? That is a very important question. In interview level, that is very important. Anyhow, already constructors are there to write the logics. Those logics are executed during object creation. Once again, what is the need of instance blocks? So for that question, the answer is very important. So generally, so concentrate. So here I declared one more constructor. Total how many constructors I am declaring here? 3 constructors I declare. This is one argument constructor. This is 2 argument constructors. Integer A, integer B. This is my 1 argument. This is my 2 arguments, right? Total how many constructors here? 3 constructors. This is how many argument constructor? 0 argument constructor. During object creation time, which part is executed first? Instance block, then constructor. In the same way, second object, third object. Second object 10 value. This one is not good. So second object, new test of how many argument constructor? Second constructor, 1 argument constructor. So here I am passing 1 argument. The second constructor is 2 argument constructor. New test of I am passing 2 argument, 10 comma 20. 10 comma 20. Total how many constructors here? 3 constructors executed. But tell me, during this object creation time, first of all, which one is executed? Instance block executed, then constructor executed. In this one also, first of all, instance block executed, then constructor executed. This purpose also, first instance block executed, then constructor will be executed. Then constructor will be executed. So concentrate. We are declaring constructors. We are writing the instance block. Total how many? 3. First one is the new test of. Next one is the new test of 10. The third one is the new test of, so 10 comma 20. 3 constructors, right? For the 3 constructors, how many instance blocks are there? Only 1 instance block is there. This is INS block. So during this constructor, 0 argument constructor executed, this instance block executed. In this one, 1 argument is executed, the same constructor executed. In this one, 2 argument constructor executed, same instance block. So concentrate here. Every object creation, the constructor logics are executed corresponding the object and corresponding instance block executed. This one is also constructor logic, instance block. Constructor logic, instance block. The constructor logics are specific to particular object. This logic is specific to this object, this logic is specific to this object, these logics are specific to this object. Constructor logics are specific to objects. Ratan, what about instance block logic, Ratan? Instance block logics were common for all objects. Very important one discussion. Instance block logics are common for all objects. I am creating 100 objects, Ratan. For every object, different constructors are executing. But for all objects, I would like to execute single instance block. During object creation, then use this instance block. So clear? The final point here, simple pointer, single pointer, straightforward pointer. Constructor logics are specific to object. 3 object, 3 different constructors. But instance blocks logics are common for all objects. For all objects, how many instance blocks executed? Single instance block will be executed. So practically I will implement this diagrammatic. So check this implementation. So here 3 different constructors are executed. But for the 3 constructors, how many instance blocks are executed? Single instance block. The instance block is logic is common for all constructors, all objects. So check it. First object instance block 0 argument. Second object instance block 1 arg. Third object instance block 2 arg. So the instance blocks execution depends on object creations. Ratan, I am creating 10 objects, Ratan. 10 times instance blocks executed and constructor will be executed. Point is clear. So here, so concentrate. Instance blocks execution depends on object creation. Once you created 10 objects, 10 times constructors executed, but just before constructors, how many times instance blocks executed? 10 times instance blocks will be executed. If the point is clear, this information about instance blocks. So check the example once. This is previous example, but concentrate. I will remove this one. Generally here I am creating 3 objects. So now tell me, in this case, what is the output? For the 3 object, same constructor, just before constructor instance blocks also executed, right? So code is compiled. Java, what is the class name here? Test class. So check the output here. Instance block 0 arg, instance block 0 arg, instance block 0 arg. So the instance block is executed for every object creations. That is one of the example, and I will give one more example. So Ratan, so inside the class it is possible to declare single instance, inside the class it is possible to declare a single constructor or multiple constructors. In the same way, inside the class it is possible to declare the multiple instance blocks also. So this is my instance block 1, this is my instance block 2. I declare total how many instance block here? 2 instance blocks. I am declaring 2 constructors. Multiple constructors also possible. I declared integer here 2 constructors, right? This is one argument constructor. How many instance block? 2 instance blocks, 2 constructors. Now control C, control V. Now I am tell me here I am passing 10 value. So inside the class it is possible to write the multiple instance blocks, but the execution order is top to bottom. The execution order is top to bottom. So tell me, during this object creation, constructor is executed and corresponding to here also first 2 instance blocks executed, then constructor part will be executed. If you want, check the output here. So instance block 1, block 2, 0 argument constructor. So instance block 1, block 2, 1 argument constructor. So inside the class it is possible to declare single instance block or multiple instance blocks. Multiple instance blocks. The execution order is top to bottom. Clear? Good. And a small interview question for the 6+ years experience guys. 6+ or 7+ experience guys. So check the question once. So very important question, interview question. I called one argument constructor, 0 argument constructor. While executing 0 argument constructor, I would like to call 1 argument constructor. To call the constructor, generally we are using this keyword. This of 10 I am passing. So tell me, in this case, what is the output? So very important interview question. What is output? What is output? How many constructors are executed generally here? 2 constructors are executing. How many constructors are executed here? 2 constructors are executing. 1 instance block is there. Tell me, what is the output? What is the output? So very important question for the 5+ experience guys, 6+ experience guys. How many constructors I declared? 2 constructors, 1 instance block. How many objects I create? 1 object. Ratan, what is the output, Ratan? Always, if anyone is asking instance blocks execution means, first of all check how many objects we created. In this example, how many objects I created? Only 1 object. Only 1 object is created means how many times instance blocks are executed? Only 1 time it is executed. Obviously, how many objects are created? 1 object. Constructor's execution is not a part. You can execute the 100 constructor. 1 constructor is calling another 100 constructor. But how many objects are created? 1 object. So based on this example, you can decide the constructor execution depends on instance blocks execution depends on object creation, but not constructors execution. It's a very important example. This example, can you please do the compilation? So code is compiled, executed, code is executed. So check it, how many times the instance block executed? Only 1 time the instance block is executed. So here 2 times constructor is printed. So 1 object is created, only 1 time the instance block will be executed. So the instance block execution depends on object creation but not constructor executions. This is a very important example. So that is one advantage of the instance block. One advantage of the instance block. So we discussed number of examples regarding instance block. Instance blocks executed during object creation before constructors execution. Constructor logics are constructor logics are common for each one, specific to object. For this one constructor logic, one constructor logic, one constructor logic. Instance blocks are common for all objects we discussed, and inside the class it is possible to declare a single instance block or multiple instance blocks. Obviously multiple instance blocks we declare. And instance blocks execution depends on object creation but not constructor executions, but not a constructor's execution. We are having number of constructor executed, but how many objects you created, that many number of times instance block executed. So the first point is completed. Write the logics, that logics are executed during object creation. What is the second advantage of instance block? Initializing variables, right? Instance blocks are used to initialize the variables. Now in the next example, I will give an example how to initialize the variable by using instance blocks. Clear? Good. So I will give an example how to initialize. So the test class here. Now I declared one instance variable. For example, assume this is my employee class. In employee class, int employee ID equal to how much? Employee ID. Enough. Employee ID. Can please write the disp method to print the details. Void disp method. In the disp method, just I am printing the details. The system.out.println of. So employee ID I am printing just I would like to call the method. This is called nameless object. There is no reference variable here. New MP, only single method is there. Dot, the method name is called what? Disp method is I called. New employee dot disp method, right? Good. In this example, why disp? So you know, in this case, what is the output? Obviously, what is the output here? Code is compiled. What is the class name here? Employee class employee. 0 is printed. Why? Initial value of the employee ID is initially 0. I hope you are having the instance block. How to declare instance block here? Open brace, close brace. Tell me, this is called instance block. So initializing value to variable. How this fellow is initializing value to variable here? Now tell me how to initialize value to variable. Assigned employee ID equal to 111. Tell me when the instance blocks are executed. Initializing value to variable. When the instance block executed. So during object creation. During object creation it is executed. Then we are calling the disp method. Then obviously what is the output here? Code is compiled, code is executed. 111 is printed, right? Point is clear. So initializing the values during object creation. This is the last example regarding instance blocks. So example, note the example here. Instance block initializing values to variable. So clear. There's information about instance blocks in the class. So now I will give the overview of the instance block. You know, instance blocks are two advantages. Write the logics. Those logics are executed during object creation. Advantage number 2, use it to initialize the values. So tell me when the instance blocks are executed during object creation. When the constructors are executed during object creation. So instance blocks during object creation, constructors during object creation. Which part is executed first? Instance blocks are executed first, then constructor will be executed. And inside the class it is possible to declare a single instance block or multiple instance blocks. Obviously multiple instance blocks are possible. The execution order is top to bottom. Execution order is top to bottom. Clear? What is the syntax of instance blocks? Open brace and close brace. So instance blocks execution depends on object creation but not constructors execution. But not a constructor execution. I complete one example. 2 constructors are executed, but how many times instance block executed? Only one time instance block will be executed. Can you please differentiate the instance blocks logics and constructors and instance block? Constructor logics are specific to object. Instance block logics are common for all objects. Common for all objects. And I complete one example regarding how the instance block is initializing values to instance variable. I completed that example also, right? So clear? There is information about instance block. And finally here, remember one point. The class contains instance variables, instance methods, instance blocks. Whenever we are finding the word instance, so you know object creation is nothing but instantiation. So instance variables, instance methods, instance blocks, memory allocated when we create the object. Instantiation, instance variable, instance method, instance blocks. So observe that point, sir. Instantiation means object creation. Instance variables, instance methods, instance blocks. So when we observe the instance, that instance is always linked with the object. For that one, memory is allocated during object creation. Memory is allocated during object creation. What about static Ratan? The static is always linked with class loading. Always linked with the class loading. So finally I am saying only one point. So whenever instance is there, instance variable and instance blocks, for that one memory is allocated during object creation. So that is the end of your instance blocks. So thank you. So you can please check the static blocks and remaining parts in later videos. So you know, always believe the practical knowledge, don't be theoretical knowledge and all. So completion of courses are not important. How much subject we are getting, how much practical subject we are gathering, that is important. So Ratan, I completed Corejava, Advanced, Structure, Spring. Don't believe these type of things. Always think about how much practical knowledge you are getting. So only one point, Ratan's slogan is there. What is the motto of the Ratan? Don't believe the theoretical knowledge, always believe what? Practical knowledge. So I will show the screen regarding that instance blocks example. Check the screen once.